Hello students, see the second program, the telephone. See, you have created a table telephone with the telephone number, data type number, name and address with the data type text. So here you should be very careful in see the telephone number and better to avoid the space. Here there is no space and see by default it will be auto number, so change it to number. Okay, and so sometimes if you have some problem or some errors, so here you will get some when you connect your data grid to your table, you will get adapter and binding the data adapter and the data set here. So and when you time if you connect it multiple times, the multiple data adapters or data sets you will get here, and better you first delete everything and make a new connection to avoid some errors. Okay, see here in this we have used the OLEDB connection. So what is this OLEDB? OLEDB is OLEDB is object linking and embedding database. Okay, object linking and embedding database. It is an API designed by Microsoft. So to access data from sources, okay, to access data from sources we have OLEDB, object linking and embedding data source. So imports.system.data.oledb is a namespace. So when you are using this OLEDB connection, you will have to use this namespace system.data.oledb. See here the OLEDB, that is CNN str connection string as a new OLEDB, and you have created. So we need to give various OLEDB commands in this program. So you have created issue command. So this is a user defined issue command. You can give any name here, but we have given issue command here as new OLEDB command. So in this program we are using OLEDB commands. Okay, so we have named it issue command. Okay, so the connection string, this is the connection string. First of all we should open it. See the connection issue command dot connection. See this connection is a OLEDB command. So for that OLEDB command already we have created issue command. Using that command object we are using connection. We can give a command connection. Okay, see here we will have to use data adapter, data set, binding source. So here ADP is a data adapter, DS is a data set, BDS is a binding source. See, just go to save. See the save button. When you click save, first of all it will check for all the fields of all the text boxes, and it will validate there. If you leave any text box blank, it will ask you to enter all the fields. See here we are using SQL queries here. It's not query 1 as a string. See query 1 as a string, that is select star from telephone, where telephone number equal to the entered telephone number, whatever telephone number you are entering into the text box, so it will be selected here. Okay, issue command dot command text. See here command text, we are using command text is a command. So for that we are using issue command. So this issue command already we have declared there. To give any command we are using the OLEDB command object, that is issue command, that already we have created there. So command text, okay. So this command text is to assign a query, to assign text, okay. So to why we are using command text? To assign a text, that is a, here it is a query. So here command text is used to issue a query, okay. So here issue command dot command text equal to query 1. So what is that? Query 1, that is select from telephone, where telephone number equal to entered telephone number. So dim read as OLEDB data reader equal to issue command dot execute reader. See here OLEDB data reader is a class. OLEDB data reader is a class, and it using this this provides a way of reading a forward only stream of data rows from data source. So why this OLEDB data reader? It is a class. So this reads a forward only stream. So you cannot read the backward, or you cannot skip. So you can read rows one by one using OLEDB data reader, okay. So it is forward only, you cannot skip also. So forward only, that is one by one. So it will read rows one by one, okay. So we are creating a read object of OLEDB data reader, and to create OLEDB data reader object, we should use execute reader method. OLEDB data reader has several methods. It has 3 methods: execute reader, and execute non-query, and execute scalar. So execute reader, what is this? Execute reader, it executes commands that return rows, okay. Execute reader will return rows, and execute non-query, it to execute insert, delete, update and set commands, okay. To execute insert, delete, update and set, we use execute non-query, and execute reader just to return rows from the table. And there is one more, execute scalar, that is it returns single row value, but we have not used it here in this program, okay. See this execute reader method, it is a method OLEDB reader. OLEDB data reader it is a class, it has 3 methods. In that, one is execute reader. So to create OLEDB reader object, we should use execute reader method. So it will read, it will return rows from the table, okay. So see here, with this command read as OLEDB reader, execute reader, it will return rows from the table, and it will use its read method. So read method to read new row, okay. See this OLEDB reader, it uses its read method to read the newly returned rows. So here using execute reader, we will get some rows from the table, okay. So here read, it will check it. If it returns any row from table, that means info already exists in the telephone number, okay. So here query 1 is, it is matching whether a telephone number, query 1, it will return the telephone number which is there in the, it will return telephone number which is there in your table, okay. So that table, and this read after the rows returned after executing the execute reader, it will match it. So if it matches, then it will display a message, info already exists in the telephone number, okay. And read dot close, so we should close this OLEDB reader, okay. After using OLEDB reader, we should close that OLEDB reader. So our OLEDB reader, we have named it read. Capital READ is our OLEDB reader. And so before going to next step, we should close it. Okay. So first we will have to close OLEDB reader object and then close OLEDB data reader. See here in the next one is, so this step is just to match the telephone number, if the entered telephone number is already there in the table or not. Okay. So here next one is inserting the values whatever you have entered into your table. See here query, here we have used query 1 and here next query is query insert into telephone values, all these text box values. And see the command text. See here also why we are using command text, to use the query. Okay. So in the first query 1 also we have used issue command dot command text equal to query 1. So this command text is a property of OLEDB reader. Okay. So this command text property, and we have command type property, and this command text property is used to use the query. So directly you can use here query, or we have assigned this query to a string value, that is query 1. Okay. See here query in the second one, here query we are using this query, and issue command dot command text equal to query. See issue command, that is a command. To give any command we have created a command object, that is issue command, and issue command dot command text equal to the query. Okay. Query is insert into query, here we have used insert into query, and here command type equal to command type dot text. See here command type. So why we are using this command type? Just to write the query, SQL queries. Okay. SQL stream, that is here SQL queries will be in the text format. So command type equal to command type dot text. See issue command dot execute non-query, we are using here execute non-query, not execute reader. Okay. Issue command dot non-query. So execute non-query is a command. So for that, to issue that command we need a command object issue command. So to give any command, to issue any command, we have already declared a command object, that is issue command, isn't it? Using that command object issue command, we are issuing any commands like execute non-query. Okay. Like execute reader or connection command. So everything. So here execute non-query. What is execute non-query? Execute non-query is used to execute insert, delete, update and set. Okay. So here we are using insert. So we have used execute non-query. So one record is inserted. So it will execute the query insert query. Okay. So and direct connection. What is this direct connection? It is a binding object. See the direct connections here. This is a procedure, direct connection. Using this is for binding. What is binding? Binding means whatever you have entered into the text box should be saved in your table, isn't it? See the binding here, telephone dot data bindings dot add text BDS telephone number. See what is that? The text property of txt telephone we should bind it to telephone number, and text property of txt name bind it to name field of the table. Okay. Txt address, the text property of txt address bind it to the address field. So this is binding. Okay. See after saving, after inserting, after executing insert query, you will have to bind it to the table, your text box and the table. Okay. So this is direct connection is the binding, and here the edit. Okay, here edit also you have used. See, query 1 as a string select star from. Here query 1 is select star, and select star means it will return some rows, isn't it? Select star from, it will return some rows. So for that we are using execute reader. See here, issue command dot command text equal to query 1. So command text is to assign the query. What is query here? The query is select star. So here you will have to use execute reader. Okay, to execute reader will return some rows. So if you are using insert or delete or set or any other queries like update, you will have to use execute non query. But here we have used execute reader because it returns some rows. Okay, so execute reader.